for the miracle of his life and God's sovereign plan. This morning, we gather not only to pray, but to give thanks. We give thanks for a president who understands that faith is not a private afterthought, but a public good. A president who has not merely spoken about faith, but has acted to protect it, defend it, and to elevate it to the highest level possible. I stand before you today with a very unique perspective. I've known this president for more than 25 years. I've had a front row seat, not just to the public moments the world sees, but to the private ones that most will never see. And it is there, away from the cameras and the crowds, that character is truly revealed. I've seen his compassion when no one was looking. I've witnessed his generosity when there was nothing to gain. I've watched him step in to help the forgotten, the overlooked, the vulnerable, not because it was politically expedient, but because it was the right thing to do. And more than 20 years ago, I was in his office in Trump Tower, and a well-known minister and my friend were with me. As the conversation was happening, the president turned, not to the famous voice in the room, but to my friend, and simply asked her what she did. She said, "Sir, I serve on the streets, the broken, the homeless, those struggling with addiction, and women trapped in prostitution." Without any hesitation, he called for his executive assistant to bring his checkbook, and he said, "Now that is real ministry." And he gave, not for recognition or for credit, no one outside of that room ever knew. But he continued to support that work quietly, faithfully, and privately for a very long time. Scripture commands us to care for the widow and the orphan, to defend the poor, and to love mercy. I've seen this president live that out quietly, time and time again, through actions, not just words. And as senior advisor to the president of the White House Faith Office, and my White House director, Jenny Korn, is up here, I can say without hesitation that no president in modern history, or perhaps all of history, has done more structurally, substantively, and sincerely to elevate and protect religious liberty. For the first time in our nation's history, faith has been institutionally elevated through the creation of the historic White House Faith Office, our one-year anniversary. Not a symbolism, but a substance. Housed in the West Wing, it ensures that people of faith are essential partners in serving the vulnerable, strengthening families, defending life, and shaping the soul of nation here and abroad. The president understands something very profound, that faith is not a threat to freedom. It is its foundation, that prayer is not weakness. It is wisdom, and that leadership at its best is accountable not only to the people, but to God. At a time when faith is under pressure globally, this president has stood unashamed, championing religious freedom at home and abroad, defending persecuted believers. And affirming that America will always be a nation where people are free to worship, free to speak, and free to live their conscience. He is bringing peace through great strength. In fact, President Trump has brought religion back to this nation and beyond. It is my great honor to introduce, and I think I can say this not as senior advisor, but as his friend, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the greatest champion of faith that we have ever had in the executive branch, the 45th and 47th president. Stand to your feet and give him the biggest welcome of the United States, a man I am honored to call friend, President Donald J. Trump.